And now, ladies and gentlemen, you are entering New York's greatest place for all things film. Starring your host, Tommy Smart, your co-host, DJ Gowski, your head of reviews, Brother Wells, and your news anchor, Haley Marks. We now enter the studios to bring you The Screening Room on WRHU.
Hey, it's Tommy Smart live in New York. Gowski's bringing me to you via the magic of WRHU 88.7 FM to bring you another hour of all that is wonderful in the cinema for the next hour on WRHU. Of course, last week we were gone. We had the had to go do something really important.
He had his first major film shoot. Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
It's exciting times, I must say. Like, you know, me producing, him directing, a lot of crazy stuff going on.
I forgot to mention this last week on the shoot, but I was actually there as an extra.
Oh, yeah. That's why you...
Oh, yeah, that was funny, too. Can we just talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
For a little bit. So then that was funny, wasn't it? Because... All right, so I had Mandela snorted a line of cocaine. A lot of cocaine.
Well,
not
cocaine.
Cocaine, quote, unquote, cocaine. And he actually snorted it, which much to my surprise. He was snorting, like, I'm not going to say what it was, because I don't want to ruin the magic of
See, the fact that, like, I don't think he's ever done it in his entire life, that he actually can fake it pretty good. So, like,
no,
that's
basically
cool.
As you get watching a lot of drug movies.
With the,
oh, man.
No, that was, no, it was fun. I mean... Gowski, you were AD for like 2 days, so
for the most part, I mean, it wasn't like crazy long hours for the film shoot, except for Tuesday. I mean, because
Tuesday was
like a 12 to 10:30, what, total 11 or something?
Yeah, y'all were gone for like midday to like 10 o'clock.
When I left you, I was gone. Yeah, I think it was about 12 hours.
12 hours, but for the most part, they were around like 8, 9, give or take. I mean, oh gosh, Saturday and Sunday. They were mad cold days because, I mean, we're going to Saturday, West New York, New Jersey, right across the Hudson.
So we drove over to...
Horrible. It's like 0 degrees.
It was, we got, Christian brought me back at like 3 in the morning, and it was 3 degrees outside.
It was 3 degrees.
Yeah, I know.
Without the wind alone.
Wait, can we mention the whole bridge story? So basically, we're all sitting there. There's 4 people in the car. We had to get over the Throgs Neck Bridge. Throgs Neck Bridge. And, you know, we don't have any cash except for, like, with Throgs Neck Bridge, it's $8.
Know how the easy passes
and this was on the way back, right?
On the way back.
Yeah.
This is the last bridge we had to take. $8. And we got to literally the penny to pay to the toll booth, and we were all broke by the end of the bridge.
No, because one of the actors just magically
John
had a dollar.
Magically had a dollar
between his credit cards. Thank you, Mr. John Coffey.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
But that was just funny because when he came, because I was driving that U-Haul over to Jersey.
Oh yeah, you got a whole truck with equipment.
Right. And that took like. Did it take you like 20 minutes? It took you 20 minutes to get like around the block to find a spot, right?
Oh, yeah. We was doing circles just to get
same.
space.
Same.
It was very cramped, too, because, I mean, there's like lines in between. There was this guy who came out of the car, and he's like, oh, you're slightly in my parking spot. I'm like, you can still get your car out. And he's like, I need you to move it. And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, because those parking spaces are so small. That's like meant for smart cars. Like,
those spots were
like...
really small. I was I was driving through, and I was like, I'm very disappointed in these, whoever that's on the street because they're small. Because the cars themselves couldn't even fit in. But that, I think it was just funny because, you know, when you go into making a movie, you know something's going to go wrong.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Could you talk about the fact that you were telling me last night how, like, you and the DP, his name's Joe Dibble, were in the U-Haul. You had, like, you could tell it.
Yeah, Joe, we had the U-Haul. We were driving over there. It's my first time driving one of those things. And driving it through, I think we were George Washington Bridge. What was the other bridge?
Throgs Neck.
Throgs Neck.
Whitestone something.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he just told me where to go. So it was like, I did that. But then, you know, getting a call from you. And how John Coffey was thrown up and puking.
Yeah, we had our main actor getting sick on us.
Yeah, and I never broke. Like, I told you this. I never was like freaking out or anything like that because I knew he'll be on that set one way or another.
Yeah,
it was already in my mind.
There's no exception.
No exception. No, because what was my first line to you? Drag him out of bed. Get him some Motrin.
Yeah, he did.
Get him in the Hadfield.
He's contracted.
Well, no, because I mean, I was worried that you know, and I can say this because he did a great when he was on set. He was phenomenal. I think you know he was great when he was on set. But you know, I was like, you know, these actors, you know, sometimes they get cold feet. You know, sometimes they get very nervous, and you know, sometimes. And I thought it was like, didn't we both think it was like
I was having like a panic attack or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, get this. It gets even better. Like, apparently, I was thinking the same thing, and I was talking to him. I'm like, all right, got to work with you on this. Let's figure it out. And then I'm talking to his mom, and she's explaining what's going on. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of serious. So, like, apparently, it's like twice a year he has these crazy, like, episodes where he's, like, puking or, like, has to go to the hospital. I'm like, oh, gosh. Can't, like,
Yeah, which I was like, because then you could text Stiggs, art director Stiggs.
Yeah.
And... why are you texting my art director? I mean, like, about your problems.
I know.
No, I mean, they took a liking to him. Everybody likes Stiggs. I don't know why.
Stiggs a pretty, like, chill, neutral dude, I gotta say. Like,
yeah. Did I ever tell you about the diner? Because you weren't there that day on Tuesday.
No, I wasn't.
Sorry. So we shot the post-credit scene, right? Get this. So Stiggs, when we were at the diner, he ordered green eggs and ham.
They had green eggs and ham?
Yeah, it's on the menu. Empress Diner, yes.
Wow.
And I have green eggs and ham. All right.
Tastes beautiful.
And I was like doing a
Dr. Seuss is the waiter.
The post-credits with the two main characters chilling there right after the whole events of the movie happened.
Yeah, sure.
And I come in and do a cameo as a waiter, and then the guy,
You do?
yeah, I never told you this, right?
Cool.
And the shirt I was wearing isn't good enough for like a for a waiter, so Stiggs is like, here, Tommy, take my shirt. And he's taking off his shirt right in the middle of the diner, okay? And I'm like, no.
That's crazy.
So we go into the bathroom and I change shirts, and of course he's like something out of like a toy box, Stiggs. He's like that short, right? So his shirt doesn't even fit me at all.
Oh no.
No,
At least he was trying to improvise, even if it didn't fit.
No, something out of a toy box.
I wore the shirt. So if you watch the movie and say, Tommy, that shirt doesn't fit you, you know why?
It's like a belly shirt.
And then in that also scene, we had Josh Temko, the other producer, to make a cameo with Erica.
Oh, that's sweet. Oh, what, sitting at a table or something?
Yeah. They're on a date or whatever, and he's like really boring as hell. And then, just completely boring. He does this whole improvs this entire speech about the shirt he's wearing. He had one of those "I'm just a Bill" shirts. You know, remember the shirts from like, what was it? Oh, I'm just a Bill. What was that from? When we were little kids, when we used to watch.
Oh god,
I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But
you know what? No, I'm just a Bill. Was it Hooked on Phonics or something like that? Whatever.
Oh god, yeah, it's not ringing a bell. Sorry.
I remember Hooked on Phonics.
Anyway. Anyway, just a Bill shirt, and he's talking about how so I was on the shoot and I need blood on this shirt, but I don't want to get blood on my shirt, and so I don't know if you know this, but blood doesn't come off as well, so I had to get, and she's acting very bored and whatever, and for some reason I couldn't get through a take without dying laughing. It's actually taking me where Eric is looking at me, telling me, you're okay, because I had like the shirt in my mouth to keep me from laughing.
Trying to hold your laughter.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those moments.
No, so I had to call.
You already know the blooper reel.
That was like my past film shoot where I had my DP who calling everyone a hack. Oh, yeah. And we did an 11-minute take with no progress. And I'm like, I literally fell on the floor laughing, and I fell on pizza boxes.
But that was after the fact. You didn't actually do that on set. I
actually did that on set.
Really? You found that out after the fact, I thought.
No. I did that. Like, I laughed my ass off on set.
Yeah. But,
stuff. I don't know.
It was so ultimately.
The film show was good though.
Yeah, thank God. But it was just funny though. I mean, I was telling Jonathan Mandela, since they live with me, about how if I'm upset over the next couple of days, it's because the footage just looks terrible. I mean, Joe's a very good DP. Phenomenal. But it's like we got a lot of coverage. I was just concerned with that because I didn't know the FS7 because we were shooting on that. You remember that?
Sony.
Yeah, and I didn't know it didn't come with a zoom lens. So I didn't storyboard from many zooms because I didn't think the story wasn't dramatic enough to need a zoom at all.
Okay.
We had to, because you remember it's like a dark comedy, whatever, Sure, yeah. But so I was kind of like, I was like, I wish I could have. So I was watching the People vs. OJ, which is a TV show.
Yeah, I know, I'm familiar.
Fantastic TV show.
Yeah, and then I was watching Vinyl, Martin Scorsese's TV show, and you shouldn't watch two things that are done by people that have better careers than you have, because when you do that, everything just mocks you. Because I didn't have a zoom lens, so I'm watching the People vs. OJ, and they zoom like every other shot.
Yeah. And that show is big on zooming.
Right. Yeah, you know that show too, right? And I'm watching that thing, and I'm like, stop mocking me. I know you have a zoom, okay? I get it. Just stop.
I knew you probably went and saw that scene with Sarah Paulson just to think of.
Yeah. And then they have like one with Bruce Greenwood too, and it zooms in on him, and it zooms in on the TV, and zooms in on him, and I'm just like, all right, you don't need that many zooms. But it was pretty cool.
That's FX, man.
One thing too was you remember John Coffey and Joey, playing the two main characters. They had great chemistry. I have to say, when we were shooting at
they are
on Sunday, because remember we only slept for like 4 hours, drove back, meditated, and went right back to working again.
To film shooting.
Right, and they had really great chemistry. When we were doing the scenes in like Frankie's basement, they did a lot of great improv. It was cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But I feel like Joey was doing more trying to like make it funny and not actually like act like he's in pain. But it was cool.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, well, it's good that they actually like bonded, even rehearsal wise when they first met each other. Like, I mean,
all the actors, they got along well.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
They got along so well that when Coffey was getting sick, his mom called the female actor, her name's Alyssa, or Kim in the movie.
Yeah, Kim. Yeah.
And I'm like, just talk to me. You know, I'm the assistant director. I'm figuring out this stuff. And I'm like, why are you calling one of the other actors? This is crazy. And then calling you, and then calling Siggs. I'm like, just call one person.
No, that's the thing. He never called me. He sent me a screenshot of the text to you.
What the heck? Like, still, he's still in communication.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. No,
Funny film shoot.
Aside from that, I think that's the only thing that really went wrong. It's cool.
Yeah, it was like just Saturday. But hey, it has to be in the beginning, and I'm just like, oh, jeez, people. But hey, we threw a good party scene. We did a lot of stuff. We did cocaine, you know.
Did you ever find it funny that we walk in and all the extras were black? Like you?
Well, no, I was.
It fits the Bobby V trend because he was black in the movie. So it was his party. So
I mean, I will admit, I walked in, I was like, hey, we got my peoples in. Cool. But those guys were all cool. Shout out to those 4 extras.
Yeah, they were really cool.
That was nice.
And when we had my good friend Andrew, who was playing he had a tux and a bow tie playing the bartender.
He even asked me if Tommy, do you want me to he was like, Tommy, do you want me to gel my hair? I was like, yeah, go ahead.
He had like
he
crazy
went the whole
stuff.
9.
He got like Fanta drinks and like did a bunch of orange, yellow, and purple colored drinks and stuff.
Yeah, his Siggs brought all these cocktails.
I gave him a lava lamp on his desk. It was good. Like,
that was cool. But that was funny though because it was like, you know, he just improvised with that. It was cool. He was good with that. One thing too was funny. I didn't tell you this. He was like, when I tried to help out move stuff, and then he's like, "What are you doing?
That's not your job." This is my spot. Like,
well, he's like, "That's not your job. Putting that down. We got this." I thought it was funny. So it was cool. It was a cool moment. I was like, cool. I'm actually a director. I don't have to move anything.
Man, it's not your job.
So it was cool. No, it was just fun for me because it was like, you know, the first time where we have everybody, all the positions, and it's like I didn't have to do anything. It's cool.
Yeah, no, being a director, it can be stressful, but and you get the power to everyone else. If you could direct, not just how do I say it? Like when you direct your actors, and then the assistant director is supposed to direct everyone else. It's pretty fun. So.
Yeah, it was cool. When we get back, I think Brother Wills will do his top 10.
Yep.
I'll probably give some more tales from the shoot and who else? Who died? Now let's play Now Who Died.
Oh God.
Harper Lee.
It's so morbid, man.
See, that's the thing. Death isn't morbid, but the look at this. I got the review of To Kill a Mockingbird from 1962 from the Hollywood Reporter.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they posted that. I thought that was funny. Anyway, we'll get back. And we have to do Rise, Race, and The Witch, right?
Yeah. Well, Risen, but yeah.
Risen?
Close enough.
Rise, it's you know. You get
We're all going up.
To talk a little bit about, all right, before we do this, I found this one article. You know, everything like all these news stories this week are like, Chris Plummer gets this award, this person gets that award, you know, and
it's award season.
yeah, I know it's award season, gotta get an award. But they get all these random awards, these small time things, you know, there's 1,020,000 awards, and
getting recognized.
Yeah. And I guess when it's small feat, you know, you only ever hear about the Oscars, because there's a million other things too, you know, people get awarded for. Like what was it like? The Big Short won Best Script Award for something, and you know,
there was
random Indie Spirit Award.
There was the BAFTAs.
Yeah, well, the BAFTAs everybody knows about, but some people know about, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, the DGA, the Producer Guild Award. I mean, there's so many.
But through the noise, I found this one thing about how on Cineblend about how James Bond might change James Bond to make Daniel Craig as 007 some more. Apparently, I think it's all talking about MGM wanting to push back doing it so they can fit it into his schedule. I mean, hasn't Daniel Craig, last I checked, wanted to cut his wrists after not wanting to do James Bond ever again. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it's that bad. You want to kill yourself. Mm-hmm. But so at the same time, they are trying to push him back a little bit because the casting process of getting a new Bond. I think they're just prolonging getting a new Bond because apparently that's like kind of a rigorous process.
I can understand that.
You had to re-envision the whole franchise then. Yeah. But then you have to start from scratch every time you get somebody new. Mm-hmm. It's a different kind of Bond. It's a different brand of Bond.
Right.
I mean, I guess it's time to I think they should change it up a little bit. I mean, as much as
they should.
Yeah. I mean, every other movie was like four or five movies, and then they change it up.
I mean, they did like a whole trilogy with Daniel Craig's.
And it worked for what it was. I mean, for what that story was. But I think it's time to try something a little bit different here.
Yeah. Sure.
But again, I don't know whether or not he actually wants to do it or not. Cause last time he was telling us that he didn't want to because he didn't like them. Let's see here about how much these things made. It's a Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace still earned in the high 500 million range. Mm-hmm. There's obviously something about Daniel Craig playing James Bond. Oh, so it's because they got a lot of money from doing it. I think he said he would do it if he was going to be paid a lot for it. So.
I mean, that's usually the case. If the money's right, then people will return regardless of what they said before.
That's true. It's like, yeah, because he said he could do it just for the money, but I don't think he actually enjoys playing it. Mm-hmm. Just off the top of my head, anybody who can think of anyone that would be a good James Bond?
Well, Idris Elba was high on the list.
Brad Pitt.
He's still his own,
No, I know. I'm totally kidding.
Pitt's got his own lane.
Tom Cruise.
Nah, he's got his own thing.
Yeah, he's got
Mission Impossible. So I mean, I've heard it's either Idris Elba. I've heard Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I heard Tom Hardy.
I've even heard a female Bond. They want to try Emily Blunt.
That would be cool.
Who else?
I can't really think off the top of my head these.
Well, I think
Ben Stiller. No, I'm kidding.
No.
What really hard bad choices I'm giving.
No.
Maybe Colin Firth. I mean.
Because Kingsman kind of.
Yeah, because of Kingsman. I mean.
Well, I think he's a little too old for that now. But
but he can move well. And okay. Maybe there was a stunt double in there, but still, he could pull it.
Oh, all right. I know because he could kind of do that, but that's a very old school kind of Bond that he was trying to do. One thing too, I just think I also said a couple years ago that Christian Bale could do one. You can see.
I mean,
give him a shot at it.
He's a very chameleon-like actor, so he could do it. He's the kind of actor that can really play anything.
Right. So I think that would be a good decision. Why not? Try it.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
I'll be happy with any of those guys.
Tom Hardy, too, could probably do it.
Yeah.
But then, it's all about that.
I got one. Hold on. Brother Wells.
Yeah.
You're going to be next James Bond.
Ha! Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Very cool.
That'd be actually pretty cool.
James Bond's a young adult.
I could see you just being on the set and then not fleeing from a scene. It's like, oh man, this is not my place to be. I gotta go. Like, I can see explosions. You're just running away.
Oh, you're turning James Bond to a horror film now. I got to go.
I gotta go. Gotta go fast.
All right, brother, I was gonna do your top 10 in a minute, but just let me shoot off about this whole thing right here.
Yeah.
So, To Kill a Mockingbird, Hollywood Reporter's review from 1962. They were posted this online. Thought it was kind of cool since Harper Lee died. Just check these things out because they don't usually post these things. I don't think you can really check out Hollywood Reporter stuff or variety stuff from the old Hollywood, but it's kind of cool. Here's something. To Kill a Mockingbird is a memory of a childhood and creation of the child's world, of children viewing the adult world and their judgment on it. It is set in a slow-moving Alabama town of generation ago. The principals are respected attorney Gregory Peck and his two motherless children, played by Mary Vandam and Philip Alford. It begins with the children's world in manufactured values and its made-up horrors and delightful titillations. It opens into the real world, the adult world, with genuine and terrifying realities. Make-believe can be fled, reality must be faced. The children begin to grow up. The dream is shattered by life as it is. One thing I always find fascinating is how when you're in high school and you're reading this stuff, I don't know about you. I wasn't AP or GT. I did honors more than anything just because I was too lazy to do actual work.
Right.
But they never really went that deep, into this stuff. I mean, they bridged the gap. They just scratched the surface of how the themes of these books. Mm-hmm. But I had one teacher, you could tell he was trying. He was trying to be deep. He was trying to attach this, because we also watched the film as well. Mm-hmm. And we also read the script.
Actually, I did too, actually, To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, in high school?
Yeah.
They showed you the movie?
Yeah, I saw the movie and the book.
Right. Yeah, we read the book, then he showed the movie, because, they try to say it's like compare and contrast, but he knew that, the only way to get these kids to shut up and actually do anything, is to, watch the movie as well, because they're too lazy to do anything. But, just saying, they were. But they only scratched the surface with the whole race relations and the themes of growing up and loss of innocence. I feel a lot of books back then were like that. But, it's cool. I wonder if they remade it now, if it would have its prevalence. Well, I think it would be, because,
Probably.
big.
I mean, they'll find some way to make it
relevant?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It'll probably come in like the next 2-3 years or so.
Really? Next time?
Yeah, it might come soon. I mean, there are plenty of book adaptations out there, mainly in the YA field. But if they really were going to try to go like somewhere different, somewhere like really brand new, they could try The Killing Mockingbird again. They could try something a little bit like not the norm right now. So,
well, I mean, I'm just saying, I think like race relations in terms of, Black community, Black Lives Matter, etc.
Yeah.
That is all becoming prevalent. I mean, look at the OJ, People versus OJ story.
Yeah,
That's prevalent now.
Yeah.
After like
really prevalent now.
After 20 years. Yeah, 20 years.
After all the recent
1994.
1994. So
with all the recent
22
police
years.
brutalities. Yeah.
Right. So I think it's gonna be that story's more relevant now. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, in 1962 it was a little bit more. It was a different story because that's just at the heart of the civil rights movement. But it'd be cool to see it again. Yeah. I don't think they need to touch it though, only because I think it's good as it is. Because just like Gregory Peck and all the other characters in there.
But somebody is gonna try it.
Yeah, they might try it. Get off the ground, but I don't know if it'll work. Because I don't think you need to touch it. Something like that. What they should do with
like that Lord of the Flies, or they touched Great Gatsby. Which would also be one on my list. But I don't know. Question about this one.
Well, Lord of the Flies. Seeing Lord of the Flies, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Because I remember we watched this one version of these little fat kids. They were really fat in the movie, and that's the only thing I remember about it, that they were all fat.
They were like stranded on an island being savages, so like...
I know. But you had one kid, he was like this very roly-poly kind of kid.
Roly-poly.
Yeah, and he'd always like suck on...
Great reference.
Yeah, he'd always suck on his lips, too. And then he was the one that was being the most savage. And then the skinny kid was like, oh, calm down, man. Just calm down. Of course, they were British, so they're like, what, just calm... I can't do a British accent.
No, I don't even try.
Yeah, I'm not going to try. It was like, oh, just calm down, man. Just calm down. But then he was just this fat kid, be like, we need to kill this one kid. We have to kill him. Gotta kill him. So they did it, and that was...
Was he hungry all the time? Why was he sucking his lips?
No, that was what's his name? I know who you're talking.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the fat kid.
Yeah, he had like glasses and stuff. Yeah,
he was just really fat, and then the skinny kids were all like scared of him, and then there was that really one young skinny kid that was almost like really scared because he was fat and gonna kill him. So he ended up killing him because he was fat, but that was the story.
Isn't that some interesting symbolism for like today's American obesity or something?
Yeah, the fat kids take over the skinny kids.
Gosh, isn't that such a big deal?
Just revenge for having such a strong metabolism.
Of course.
All right, Brother Wells, you want to do your top 10?
Yes.
All right.
Let's hit it.
Now it's time for the Screening Room's Top 10.
In the world of cinema, there are some great moments that have been made, lines that have been said, and some of them that have been unscripted. This is the top 10 most unscripted moments in cinema. So at number 10, we've got the line, "You're gonna need a bigger boat" from Jaws. After spending much of the movie not seeing the creature, Roy Schneider's character, Chief Brody, finally confronts the beast, and along with Captain Shaw, he says simply and unscripted, "You're gonna need a bigger boat." At number 9, we got Bill Murray's on-the-spot Cinderella scene from Caddyshack. Murray in the film played Carl Spackler, who muttered a story to himself about an unknown golfer winning the Masters. All this was on the fly, and Murray pointed out in his 1999 book, Cinderella Story of My Life in Golf, that story was a spur-of-the-moment idea, and he actually said, "Get me some flowers and 4 rows of mums." So that's Mr. Bill Murray for you. At number 8, we got Matt Damon's Bond story from Saving Private Ryan. Taking a break from all the fighting, Captain Miller sat down with Mr. Ryan, and they swapped stories from back home, and Damon right there made up a story about his brothers and a bond, and completely off the script right there. At number 7, we got the Warriors come out to play line. In this iconic scene, the script called for David Patrick Kelly, who played the leader of the vicious New York gang, the Rogues, to drive up and provoke the Warriors to a street fight. And he not only did this by clinking bottles together in his fingers, but also right then and there, no script, said the words, "Warriors, come out to play." You know how it went. So, at number 6, we got Tommy Lee Jones adding in the line, "I don't care," from In The Fugitive. In the midst of the sewer tunnels confrontation, Dr. Richard Kimball, played by Harrison Ford, pleaded his innocence to the U.S. Marshal Samuel Gerard, and in a well-timed fashion off the cuff, Tommy Lee Jones says, "I don't care," which fully solidified the stance Gerard took on whether Kimball did it or not. At number 5, we got the leave the gun, take the cannoli scene. Peter Clemenza orders his henchman Rocco Lampone to carry out the hit on Paul Gatto for betraying Don Corleone. And Richard Castellanos' original line was just leave the gun, but drawing from a previous scene where Clemenza's wife reminded him to bring home some cannoli, he added in the line, take the cannoli. And right there, leave the gun, take the cannoli was the line. At number 4, we got Leonardo DiCaprio's bloody hand in Django Unchained. In the middle of a tense scene involving DiCaprio, Jamie Foxx, and Christopher Waltz, and Kerry Washington, DiCaprio, who played Calvin Candy in the film, actually smashed his glass on the table and bloodied his hand for real. But he still kept going and even smeared the blood all over Kerry Washington's face for added effect. This kind of dedication, along with his overall performance, garnered him a Golden Globe nomination in 2013. At number 3, we got Robin Williams' fart story in Good Will Hunting. Oh god, this was one of the most hilarious scenes in this, for the most part, dramatic film. Was an unscripted story that Robin Williams' character Sean Maguire's wife, and that was basically the story of his wife who had a big fart problem. And this was indeed on the spot, and the laughing you actually see from Matt Damon in that scene was indeed genuine and actually made the camera shake during takes, since he had the cameraman dying as well. And this was a testament to the late actor's comedic abilities. At number 2, we got Marlon Brando utilizing a cat in The Godfather. In the middle of this legendary opening scene of the movie, a cat actually jumped onto Marlon Brando's lap, and like the talented and adaptive actor that Brando was, he actually just rolled with it, stroked the cat while laying down his lines, and some say Francis Ford Coppola dropped the cat into the scene, while others say Brando just found it and just added for, additional effect. But either way, you got a sense of who Don Corleone was. And at number 1, from Casablanca, here's Looking at You, Kid. So this scene with Rick Blaine putting Elsa Lund and Victor Lazo on a plane bound for America is so full of memorable lines, but this one right here was one of the most memorable ones, and it was not in the original script. According to reports, Humphrey Bogart, who was playing Blaine, said this phrase a number of different times while teaching Ingrid Bergman, the young actress who played Elsa, how to play poker in between takes. So that is your top 10.
Good.
That's really cool, actually. I like that one.
One thing I would mention with Brando was that because he just didn't care after a while.
Oh, yeah, no, you can tell.
It was after in Last Tango in Paris, which none of you actually really like, but I love that movie. Which is a great film, which everybody should like. And
I remember watching it, though.
You remember watching it, yeah?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, it's been a while. I'm trying to think what it was.
Brando took, he at least took a Dry White season seriously. Like, that was a pretty good role for him.
Oh, yeah, that was different. But what I'm talking about is how in those scenes, actually, he just like talks about his own past.
Yeah.
And especially in that character of Paul, whatever. It's more of a self-reflexive character, and how he spins off about stories from his actual childhood. He also did that in Apocalypse Now, too.
Yeah.
But the from his own personal life growing up. And I don't know, I always thought those scenes when he does that were very tender and done really well. Not everybody can do that, but he could. That was everything. It was cool. All right, so when we get back, we have to talk about, I think we're going to do Risen first.
Yes.
And, we'll just talk about this because it's the first biblical epic in a while. So when we get back, we'll talk movies.
Hey you. You see that video in the middle of the screen? If you missed last week's episode, click it. Click it here, right now. I mean, seriously. Now, do it now. Now let's get back to the screening room.
The whole story is, did you know Jesus before you went? According to the Christian religion.
Oh, hail Jesus.
Right.
My Lord and Savior. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, we don't need the whole,
No gospel right now.
Yeah.
Hey, it is church time right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's just around 9 or 10 a.m.
I used to go to
usually
church
every day.
around this time
really?
back in D.C.
I did. My church
Can you
is
tell
on
us
right
about
now.
your preacher real quick? I think he looks like some actor And didn't you hate him because like he kept like repeating himself?
It's just that his sermon went too long. He would arrive at the point, and then he'd keep going. I'm just like, dude, come on.
So he like hypes you up, and it's just like a business pitch. It's like
Yeah, no. He had me, and then he lost me after. I'm just like,
But can I
it
ask
dropped
this?
you like it's hot. It's like
Wait. It's okay. It's not just your preacher. White people do it too. So like most of people, most like the what was it? What do you call them? Priests, right? Or do you call
priests
them?
or pastors. Yeah.
Pastors, priests. All right.
Yeah.
Now, at that church, first of all, that church I went to was obsessed with money. That was a different story. But everybody went to that church was horrible at public speaking. I remember this time I was confirmed as Catholic, confirmed, quote unquote. And then what happened was, they had us do like this little blessing for the people that were sick, right?
Yeah, like from the church.
Right. So since I was obviously among all of the kids that were there, the most articulate one, I'll be honest. Let's just be real here.
Okay.
So I wrote this very beautiful thing. I forget what it was. It was like, may the Lord thy God bless thee with blah, 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 blah,
Who knew you had such beautiful words in
Exactly,
your heart?
exactly. That's what I said. And then the girl looks at it and was like, is that it? Really? And then at the whole thing, they go up there for the sick. May they get well soon. I wrote this very eloquently biblical whole thing about the sick, may they passing into the next life and everything like that. It's all Christian, very Christian allegory. And then they're just like, yeah, we don't like it, so like we're gonna like change it. I'm like, hey, if you guys want to do more of the same thing, fine, go ahead, but count me out of it. Anyway, I'm very scarred for life from that. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't hold on to that, and then when you get famous one day, you can just like go back to church.
I'll buy the church and then
buy
the church and then turn it into like a casino. It'd be hilarious. No, watch. No, it's gonna happen.
I just love the fact that like every single Sunday now, like I used to go to church, and now I'm here at screening room.
Yeah, it'll be funny. Anyway, let's talk about Jesus. Okay, so so the movie Risen. It's all about Jesus after post.
Yeah, so the movie actually starts with the crucifixion of Jesus and after he passed away. And the movie is mainly through the eyes of a Roman military general, I guess you call him, Clavius, who is a non-believer. He doesn't believe in Jesus and any of the spiritual stuff of the Christian community. He gets tasked with finding Jesus' body, which randomly disappears. And he's also accompanied by a man named Lucius, who's played by Tom Felton. And they go on a quest to try to find Jesus' body, but at the same time, Clavius kind of comes face to face with his beliefs and goes on a real crazy journey with quite the ending. So let's go to the clip.
At Yeshua's death, you were there, beside his mother. Was she also the woman with you at his tomb?
If you knew what happened there, all cares would cease.
Enlighten me, then.
It's beyond us.
Spare me the riddles and zealot babble. Where did you take Yeshua?
He's right here.
Is he a goblin? A sprite?
So the biblical epics of like the 50s and 60s are fun. Ben-Hur, King of Kings.
Yeah.
I tried watching and everybody else in my family was like, why are you gonna watch these? Because they're very superficial. They don't like old movies. Anyway,
so this was an actually decent Jesus film.
Yeah, because some of these movies are about are just like produced by atheists, and they're like, let's just give this as low money as possible. Look at Son of God. Passion of the Christ is the only movie I can think of in recent memory. Religious film.
And it's funny you say that because
high budget.
The production here is actually like, this doesn't look like a small budget, like cheap Jesus film.
No, it looks actually really good.
The past. Like this actually looks like they put some work into this.
Right. And it's not all CGI like,
Yeah, this look really realistic. Yeah.
What was the? I know I'm gonna say it wrong. Exodus, right?
Yeah, Exodus.
All right, because we're probably saying Exodius, which is a different story. But the Ridley Scott picture.
Yeah.
That looks like kind of has CGI and whatever the fuck, But this was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. I like how in this, Jesus is actually the Messiah, so he's looking around and can't find him. And there's that one moment in the movie, which kind of spoiler warning, but he comes in touch with the Christ,
right?
With Jesus, and it's a cool moment. So I like that.
Yeah, no, it's really nice, and that scene with Joseph Fiennes right there, and he does a terrific job here.
Yeah,
like this was a really rough, tough, and just a straight up non-believer, but he goes through quite a journey throughout this whole film, and it's really dope to watch. Tom Felton was great here, and just a really thrilling picture.
Yeah, I would say no.
enjoyed
I
this.
like it. I wish there was a little bit more of a back and forth between whether or not he actually was risen.
Yeah.
Or not, to the end, because they kind of drop it off after a little bit, and then you just say, like, he is the correct.
Right. But at the end of the movie, you leave realizing that this spoke to not only the atheist community, but also to the actual Christian community. It's just really relatable in all accounts.
Yeah, I like it. It's cool.
Yeah, go see this.
Yeah, it's cool. All right. I think we're about to go back to take a little break here, then we'll come back and do more pictures. Yeah. So I think we'll do Race, Jesse Owens story when we get back, and then the Witch. And then the Witch. And then we'll have some box office numbers. Wow. It's Tommy Smart live in New York. Gauska's bringing me to you via the magic of WRHU 88.7 FM. So let's review Race first, the Jesse Owens story.
Yep.
Okay, so every year you get a movie that's about either a historical sports movie, like you had Unbreakable, great cinematography, decent storyline.
Wait, Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
You talking about the Samuel Jackson film?
No.
What?
No, Unbroken.
Unbroken. Okay.
Unbreakable.
That
Unbroken.
makes more sense.
Yeah. No, I wish it was the Samuel Jackson. He was in it. It'd be a little bit better movie. But you had the whole thing with the guy, Zeppelini.
Yeah. Louis I think it's Zamperini. Yeah,
the Olympian.
He was an Olympian. Like, fought in World War II.
And, it was not that great. But it was a good effort. A lot of great effort. Angelina Jolie.
I kind of favored it myself. I mean,
I liked it too.
Good cinematography. And Angelina Jolie really cared.
That was an impressive directorial
it was from her
effort.
first debut on that. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, that was the second film, but yeah.
But it was. I don't blame her. I just think the script could have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
But this, and then you had like 42.
Right.
The thing about good movie.
Yeah.
Jackie Robinson. So this fits in that mold. So it's not. It's about whether or not you actually like these kind of movies. This one, Jason Sudeikis, he's doing a good job there.
Yeah.
It's good to see him do something other than comedy.
Right.
When they try drama, they can show that they're a multi-dimensional actor here.
So it's about time. Yeah, so with the Jesse Owens story, I mean, it's the story of him and what he went through going against the Berlin Nazi regime. And let's go.
No, Coach. Look, I thought this through.
Now, come on, you're going, okay? Trust me. Believe me, you're going. That's it, all right? You've worked too hard. All right, if you don't go over there, you're going to feel awful. All right, if you were to pull out now, you...
Yeah, I know. I'll regret it for the rest of my life, right?
Exactly, yes, sir.
And my wife, she'll walk out on me because she realizes what a loser I really am. And I'll probably end up drinking myself stupid and tell my coach he gets so sick of the sight of me that he gives me a job.
So it's cool to see him try something, the whole, acting and dramatic film, opposed to just being a comedy guy. In terms of the movie itself, what do you think?
Yeah, it wasn't that great. I actually was surprised. I wasn't too impressed by this, but the acting was good. Stephen James, who I think many of you remember from Selma, he was pretty good as Owens and really captured this humble, mild-mannered athlete.
Yeah.
Jason Sudeikis, very good, very straightforward character here, because he just wanted to win and didn't want any distractions. But the script was just really disappointing, and it just cinematically it didn't come off for. Jesse Owens' story in general was amazing. Because he not only went against the racism in his country, but he went against the Nazi regime and embarrassed them all. But yeah, it didn't come off that well. Like the scenes weren't as thrilling, like at least like before the Olympics.
Well, again, I think the script maybe itself just didn't scratch the surface and didn't dig deep enough into what it could become.
Yeah, exactly. Or they didn't find a certain focus for it. Like maybe what they could have done is actually just done when he was at the Olympics right there, because actually that's where the real
that's like
part of the story is.
Yeah, and that's where everything blows up. Yeah.
Actually, fun
if
fact.
they had started like that.
I was telling our cameraman, like after during the break. Actually, my first project I ever did in like school ever, third grade, was on Jesse Owens. I did a whole bit of like big biography like thing, and a lot. You're right, resonated with like the Olympics and that stuff. So I mean, like a movie like this is something. I mean, just me personally would like to see. But
no, it's cool. It's a good story to see.
On a technical note, one thing I actually happened to notice was with the lighting. It was interesting because there was a serious contrast with where he grew up in the grimy streets of Cleveland. And then you see the bright lights, the big time when he went to the Olympics and college. That was really nice.
Yeah, who was the DP on this? It wasn't.
I don't know who the DP was, but whoever did that was a nice choice to do right there.
I gotta find this out before the show ends. But let me hear. No, I want to say it was Richard Deakins, maybe.
Well, as he's looking for that, pretty much I would say, I mean, if you like, if you're a fan of Jason Sudeikis and Jeremy Irons, who also was great in here, and also just with Jesse Owens, I'd say marginally go see it, but this isn't something you need to race towards the theaters. No pun intended.
So, I was just gonna say you could get a pun just run right to the theater.
You knew I had to do it.
So Peter Levy.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. He did.
Shout out to Peter Levy.
Predator 2, Broken Arrow, Lost in Space. But it was cool.
Yeah.
So that was cool. All right. So we say, all right, see it if you like his history movies, but there'll be a better documentary about this. Now, the last one, The Witch.
Yeah. So this is a horror story along the same lines as The Village, but it involves a farmer and his wife who has to deal with one of their kids vanishing, and it's a whole lot of just really chilling and creepy stuff here. And Christian, play the clip.
Thomason, take the children outside.
What does this to me? What does this? His mouths are sealed up. Oh, God. Will you?
Hold it. Children, away from this. Thomason, now.
So, I'm trying to figure out what kind of movie this is in terms of it feels like almost like an indie movie, but then it's also...
It is an indie film. This was made on an indie budget. But this is actually quite terrifying. This was actually a really scary horror film. I am not going to lie.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, you have some of the creepy lighting and stuff like that. The acting's good. I'll say that. I mean...
Yeah, no, the cast was committed here.
Yeah, so some ferocity there. But I mean... It was okay. I mean, it didn't scare bejesus out of me. Is that more of a white term, bejesus? I don't know.
Bejesus?
Yeah, did white people say
the
that?
The heebie-jeebies out of me.
Heebie-jeebies?
Well, Louis Armstrong came up with that.
I know, one of those two, yeah.
But Robert Eggers does a real job of placing atmosphere here. And again, this reminds me a lot of The Village, but actually this...
It's scarier?
Yeah, so... I would say go see this.
All right. I'll say this. If you like scary movies and want to give... This is much better than the actual scary movies we get actually in January, which really suck. Because they just suck bad. But this is the scariest thing you ever seen. Yeah. But, give it a shot. Come talk to me next week. We'll be back. All right.
We got a quick box office.
It's okay.
Right?
That's cool. See if you like it. So that's what we thought. Let's see what you guys thought. Galaxy, since Haley has a problem with her voice, and so she only can speak in certain moments. I think we like that better. We put tape on her, and then she doesn't talk the rest of the time.
That's horrible. That's my girlfriend you're talking about.
Well, then you understand then. But anyway, let's do the box office.
All right.
Okay.
Well, anyway, let's kick it off. In first place is Deadpool with 16 mil this weekend, coming in with approximately 200 million overall. In second is Risen with 4.9 million, and that is opening debut weekend with 4.9 million.
Cool.
The Witch in third with 3.2 million, which is also in debut opening weekend, so the total is also 3.2 million. Kung Fu Panda 3 coming in with 2.9 million, and the overall 107 million. And number 5, How to Be Single, which is 2.6 million and has an overall 26 million box office. So that is your box office rundown.
Sweet. All right. Well, hey, guess what? We're out of time here, which is very sad. I mean, I wish we had 2 hours, but everybody loves polka, and
we will have 2 hours next week.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But, it'll be a nice surprise.
But it's our Oscar show.
Oh yeah, I know. Pre-game, but how much in pre-game? But we'll figure that out later. So tune in next week for another exciting episode. And guess what? We'll be talking Oscars stuff. I know. You're like, hey, Tom, you don't care about Oscars. I know. I don't care about Oscars, but you do. So we had to talk about it. So we'll do it next week. And so stay tuned and stay warm and stay tuned because next week is gonna be awesome. This is Tommy Smart, king of the movie business, signing off.
And remember, tune in next Sunday on 88.7 WRHU FM. You just left the screening room with Tommy Smart and DJ Gowski.